There's a big danger for people who are apparently conscious. And these conscious people, after some ayahuasca trips or some singing bowl kumbaya retreats, suddenly you see that these sick bastards start judging the shit out of people who are apparently, according to this numbnut mentality, lower vibration. And they are higher consciousness because they saw some alien species, they astral project, they eat a certain way, and they are out of the matrix. When you hear that, and then also you start hearing them talk about, oh no, they cleanse their energy. They don't surround themselves around low vibrational energy. And all these people are in the matrix. They're following the matrix. They're stuck in the matrix. They are NPCs. When you see judgment like that, there's a dogmatic karma that sits here in their pineal gland. These people are as good as a sinner in hell. One who is conscious holds empathy and even company for that which is polar opposite to what he knows. Why? Because if he is truly conscious, there is a certain grace for understanding why a behavior is the way it is in a human being who is struggling, who may not have the awareness that he who has awareness, they don't have that. But instead of judging, forcing, or trying to help, the person sits in counsel, in laughter, or even in silence with a smile, not judging the person and their environment, whether it's an alcoholic, a drug addict, whether it's a prostitute, or whether it's a person that's just a kind of individual. They will still hold empathy for the child who knows no better in them, but they'll never say it to the person. They'll just respect the person and say, MashaAllah, peace be with the soul. For you do not know, but we are not going to put it out there for everyone to know that you are on this journey of learning. May God be closer to you than God is to me, for I see that you need God. But you never judge that person who is still eating McDonald's. You don't judge that person who's still obsessed with Netflix. You don't judge that person who apparently is low vibrational. You hold empathy for them in the silent counsel with you and God. Because while everyone else is judging the shit out of their lives, you who are truly conscious, silently say a prayer, you offer a prayer of love, of guidance over their lives. You don't call them an NPC. You don't call them flippin' low vibrational or they unimportant or they not conscious just because they don't know about Palo Santo. They don't know about chakras. If someone gets onto a high horse and says, I am conscious, I did this, I did that, I know better, and you see they start belittling humans who know no better. The person like watching Netflix, the person drinking alcohol, the person that is not 100%, you'd rather want to be with that group than that other group who think they are conscious and they've seen God. And they've connected to the angels and they know their spirit guides and they cleanse with Palo Santo every day. They're as good as a sinner in hell compared to someone who's apparently stuck in the matrix. You'd rather be stuck in the matrix than be with those crazy individuals because they have such a harsh karma that is waiting for them, but they're not going to feel it here on earth. They'll feel it when they pass on. As someone who speaks to the dead, I have been very, very humbled by the information as a child I pick up stompies, as they'll say in South Africa. You pick up stompies when you connect to this one's ancestors, connect to this one's ancestors, and you just realize, hey man, I'm learning a thing or two. And what I've noticed in the consults that I do, I'll connect to your grandmother, I'll connect to your grandfather, I'll connect to some of these individuals that have passed on, and I'll notice that this person didn't meditate. This person didn't burn Palo Santo frankincense. They didn't do no ayahuasca. They weren't conscious. I can see how they treated certain individuals in their lives and the trials and tribulations that they went through. But when I see where they are on the other side of the veil, not all of them, but some of them, they blessed. Yes, that uncle drank, but he had a good heart. He is in the realms of a very high vibration on the other side. But if you see, hey, when he was alive, Uncle George used to drink. Hy het gesuip. But his heart was good. His heart was pure. So I started realizing that you mustn't fall for the aesthetics. Yeah, someone might have their vice, but if they are true with God, I know our auntie, she drinks on Sundays after church. Oh, in the morning she goes to church. She's there, banging, banging, banging. Bible, Bible, Bible. Hallelujah, hallelujah. 6 o'clock, Sunday. Sy's gesuip, she's drinking. Lekker. And she sleep nice. That lady, when she passes on, is going to be in the angelic realms. Not because of and you would think, but she's an alcoholic. And I'll say she was honest in her vice with God present. That's why she sits closer to God. I don't make up the flippin' rules. I just see what I see when I do these readings. And I sit and I say, wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is not as straightforward as don't do sin and then everything is better. And obviously this is variable. There's degrees of it. But there was just something powerful in learning how she was honest about her vice. She was truthful in equal honesty about her love for God. It's not that the vice took over and then she didn't have God in her life. And I'm just using this lady as an example. She was there, so who the hell am I if I don't drink? And I'm apparently conscious. Who the hell am I to judge if that soul is going to sit in the counsel of God? So be very careful on this YouTube platform, TikTok platform, when you see these individuals get onto high horses. When you see the people in your family, they say, no, they're conscious, and they don't do this, and they judge their family members, they judge their friends. You must be able to just have empathy. Me, I can still sit with someone who is not 100% and treat them as a human. Do I agree with their lifestyle? Do I do what they do? No. If they invite me to go and do what they do, I have a respect. I say, no, that's not my thing, man, but you go. I'll never try and change them. I'll never say, no, you must stop that. I'll never say, no, you must stop that. I accept you where you are. That is to be truly conscious and close to God. Because if God accepts them through validating them with life, and they're still alive with all the shit that they're going through, then there's something that God is working with in their lives. Who the hell am I to come about with judgmental eyes just because I did some flippin' ayahuasca? And now I think I know better because I know chakras. That's dangerous, brother. Sister. Dangerous if you get onto that ayahuasca and start saying, oh no, I'm not like those people over there. If you are these individuals, just be wary that there is a psychic knot that is right here, and you must release yourself from judgment and rather sit in the counsel of God and accept people where they are. You don't try and judge. don't force. Ask the people who have done readings with me. I see their sinful ways. I see the things that they do, what they do behind closed doors. I see it. But you know what I tell them? I say, don't rush to get better. I say, God is with you. Don't rush. Here's what you need to do. But if you don't do it now, I kiss your feet. If you take 5 years to do it, I kiss your feet. If you take 20 years to do it, I'll be so proud of you. Why? Because you chose when you want to heal. You allowing the negativity to be a teacher, and you letting that teacher teach you something about the negative place that you are in. So let the lesson be taught. Who the hell needs you, Mr. Conscious, Mrs. Conscious, walking around with your Goombaya feet trying to better people's lives? I am a flippin' high vibrational This life is long. And you can see how one by one spiritual psychosis is taking these people out because you think you're higher than thou. You must be able to sit with that uncle who sapes. You must be able to sit with those people who don't. You don't have to eat what they eat, but you must be able to sit in the council and not feel like you are higher or lower than them or they are lower. You must find your humanity with them and be at peace there. Pray for them in silence, not in the loudness of judgment. Now, God will know you are conscious. You don't prove it to people, nor do you say it. There's your church sermon for you. Those who say they're spiritual, but you have no flippin' infrastructure that you're following. Here's a little verse of the day for you. Accept people for where they are. Leave them with God. You don't have to get involved with your judgmental ways.